the potential signing of Victor Osimhen by Chelsea will be a statement of intent of how they would like to improve their attack this season. So Victor Osimhen is a player that is a Napoli player, and Chelsea are actually looking to bring him in with a swap deal against Lukaku. Now, looking at this clip here, you can see the reason why Chelsea actually want to bring in a striker. This was Chelsea's game against Inter at Stamford Bridge, a pre-season match. And you can see clearly Chelsea lack the person to be able to actually position himself in areas where Chelsea can actually look to find him and actually look to have a player who's in the right position at the right time to actually score a goal. And this is a problem that Chelsea have really faced in this preseason. In my opinion, McGee has not matured enough to be that kind of player to lead Chelsea's line. So Victor Osimhen is actually a player who Chelsea are looking to bring in, and this is because Napoli's new manager Antonio Conte wants Romelu Lukaku at Napoli, and this might pave way for Victor Osimhen to come at Chelsea. Let's do a statistical comparison between Osimhen and Nicolas Jackson. So Osimhen to the right and Jackson to the left. And you can see Osimhen's overall attacking output is quite great, looking at his non-penalty goals and his non-penalty XG and also his penalty XG. Though Jackson creates more than him, but he's a better finisher overall than Jackson. And also in his Jackson is a better link-up player and progressive passer, but Osimhen is also a better presser than Nicolas Jackson. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe for more videos like this. Now, Osimhen's first attribute is his ability to use his physicality and look to try and pass the ball to his opponents, especially when he's in areas whereby he can actually look to put them in positions where they can score goals. Now, Osimhen's ability to able to pass the ball actually ranks him better in terms of his chance creation activity, and you will find him looking to actually receive the ball into the channels, use his space, his deadly dribbling, and actually look to find himself in position whereby he can harm the opponent. He's a Drogba-esque kind of striker who wants to have the ball at his feet, wants to use his chest, his ability to manipulate the ball and dribble past opponents. He's a number 9 who can also slot him perfectly in the wide areas because of his ability to take on his player 1v1. And because of this strength, this makes Osimhen a very good dribbler, and he's able to use his incredible skill set to bypass opponents. Now, his shooting is also something that is really good, though sometimes he really misses some chances. But one key thing that you cannot overlook about his shooting is his ability to actually put those powerful shots at the back of the net. Even though sometimes he might not score, but I like the intent of actually looking to have those strong shots in the back of the net. Also, this is aided by his ability to stretch his neck muscles and actually position himself in areas where he can use his head as a very good bullet shot. And that is something that we've really missed with Chelsea, a striker who has that intent of shooting from all angles rather than trying just to pass. Sometimes you need that bit of selfishness as a striker. Now, another thing that really amazes me about Victor Osimhen is his movement. Osimhen has this ability to actually position himself in the back post area when the cross is coming, so that he can position himself in areas whereby he's able to tap in the ball or have a free header into the back post. And his movement also looks to disorient the opposition's backline, and this is what makes very great strikers like Erling Haaland, the ability to read the situation and actually find space in the 18-yard box and position themselves in better places to score. Now, the greatest strength of Victor Osimhen is his aerial threat. His ability to stretch his neck muscles and actually put in a very strong header towards the ball is one thing that Chelsea have lacked in a number 9 since the departure of Olivier Giroud. But Victor Osimhen will give Chelsea that dimension of actually being able to head the ball into the back of the net making Chelsea very dangerous from crosses and set pieces. Another thing about Victor Osimhen is his finishing. His finishing is better than that of Jackson. His ability to actually put the ball in the back of the net under pressure is better than Jackson and McGeough, and you're going to get him in positions where he's able to experience, and his ability to actually be composed in front of goal and shoot. 1v1 situations are things that he will be able to deal with, something that Chelsea lacked in Jackson, because he's able to read the angle and the positioning of the goalkeeper to actually finish the ball quite good. His other strength that we need to look at is his pace, and this will be very important, especially when Chelsea will play teams that are very dominant in possession and play a high line. Victor Osimhen's ability to actually position himself in areas where he can actually beat the defense line is something that Osimhen really is good at. His pace makes him very deadly, as defenders will now have to drop their defense line to try and limit the space in behind that Victor Osimhen can look to attack. Failure to actually try and close this space will leave the team vulnerable. And this might also give Chelsea a good dimension, though I believe Jackson also gives this to Chelsea. His ability to actually outrun his defenders will be a huge asset, especially when you looking to have those quick transitions. You need a striker who's very fast, and Chelsea lacked that when they had Olivier Giroud, but Nicolas Jackson is also quite fast, but Osimhen is fast and has a great 1v1 finishing. So this might make Chelsea even more dangerous in situations where they are in transitions. His pace compounded with his physicality make him even more deadly, because he's able to outmuscle defenders and play the ball ahead of them and actually look to dribble past them in lightning speed. One key strength about Victor Osimhen is his physicality, and this is something that is going to make him very deadly in the Premier League. The Premier League is quite a physical league, dealing with physical defenders and center midfielders, and because of that, Victor Osimhen brings Chelsea that added steel and that added strength in attack, allowing other players such as Cole Palmer to flourish because of his ability to hold on to defenders, hold on to fullbacks, and look to actually create space for other attacking players such as Nkunku, who are playing in behind of him, to actually have that space to try and score goals. And that is something that Chelsea really need. And to be a striker in the Premier League, you need to have that physical presence and physical dominance to be able to outmuscle your defenders. This strength is very good, because your ability to actually outmuscle defenders positions you to be able to put your body angle well in ways where you are able to actually score goals and have clear shots. But if you are weak not to outmuscle defenders, you're not going to have that space and that strength to hold them off and take a shot. And that is something that Victor Osimhen will give Chelsea. Victor Osimhen is also a good player in the 18-yard space when it comes to taking penalties, though this is something that Chelsea has covered by having Cole Palmer. But just to add, he's also a good penalty taker. Now, overall, Chelsea, the signing of Victor Osimhen will be very good for Chelsea. Looking that Chelsea really need a striker who's able to put the ball in the back of the net, and a striker who's able to, especially a striker who's able to head the ball. Nicolas Jackson has incredible pace. He's a good dribbler of the ball. He has that physicality that Chelsea need, and he also presses well. But one thing that Victor Osimhen beats Nicholas Jackson is his ability to finish 1v1 chance. Jackson is good at using his head to play those flick-ons in behind, and it's something that Chelsea really need in a striker. And what I like about him is he knows how to use his physicality, and he knows how to use his physicality to actually bring in other players. But most importantly, Victor Osimhen coming into Chelsea and his ability and love to head goals is actually giving Chelsea another dimension. Last season, Chelsea did not score a lot of goals from crosses, and this is because Nicholas Jackson is not quite great in the air. But when Chelsea have Victor Osimhen, a striker who likes to head the ball in the back of the net, then you're going to see fullbacks, central midfielders being ready and being strong enough to actually look to put in crosses. Players such as this will unlock other attributes of Cole Palmer, because now he'll be able to cross the ball because he can see an aerial threat, and this will also make Chelsea very dangerous in set pieces. I'm excited about this signing, and I would like to hear your comment about the signing of Victor Osimhen at Chelsea. If you've watched this video till the end, thanks for watching, and see you in our next video.